So we've done the icebreaker questions. Of course, if it's a business event, it's time to get into business questions. And without wishing to turn you into a clone, into a Kintish clone, I'd like you to consider asking questions in an organised manner. Ask people about their present situation, then ask them about their past, and then ask them about their future. And on the screen, you're going to see a series of questions you might like to consider, but let me pick out just a few of them that I think are really important. So when somebody tells you that they work at such a company, I think it's important that you ask them, so what is your role there? That is really important. Another useful question for me is how proactive or reactive their business is. Because, of course, if people are reactive, one of the things I might be able to help them with is to get more proactive by helping them develop their networking skills. You can't ask somebody early on, so what does your business turn over or what profit do you make, of course, but what you can ask them is, so how many people work there? And that gives you a good indication of the size and scale of a business. And then make sure you ask personal questions about their job, what they enjoy about their job. So make sure one of the questions you ask later on, perhaps, in your questioning is, what big challenges have you got? So those are questions about their present. But before I move on to the past questions, please remember this. Some people don't want to tell you anything. And as I mentioned earlier on, there are high reactors and low reactors. And if you start asking too many questions of the low reactor, do you know what it's called? It's called an interrogation. And that is the last thing we want, is to be interrogating people. The conversation has to have an ebb and a flow. Questions about their past. If ever you meet anybody who set up their own business, they love this question. So how did you get started in that? Or one of the questions you might be asking them is, what made you become a lawyer, an accountant, a surveyor, an engineer, a researcher? And again, people love talking about their favourite subject, which of course is themselves. So we've done the present and we've done the past. And now let's go to the future. I only ever ask one question about people's business future or their career future, and that is this. So where do you see your business going in the next year or two? Or where do you see your career going in the next year or two? So those are the three sections: the now, the past, and the future.
Here's an example of a business question scenario.
Hey, I'm really sorry you had a bad journey here today. Those roadworks are terrible, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, now you're here. So tell me, guys, what do you actually do?
Well, we're partners in a British company called the Utility Warehouse Discount Club, and we help people save money, and we also help people earn extra income.
Ah, so how do you actually do that then?
Well, we put all of the essential utilities on a single billing platform, and we have a method for shrinking the bills, in some cases to zero.
So how did you get into that then?
Well, you may remember the 2008 recession. Like most small businesses, I had ways to reduce my costs. Right. So I met somebody from the Utility Warehouse, and they did exactly that. They reduced my costs, which was fantastic for me.
So where do you see the business going in the next 2 or 3 years?
Well, all we're going to keep doing is what we're doing, because we really enjoy helping people save money and also helping people earn extra income.
So in summary, when you meet people, after you've done the icebreaker question, get into the business questions and break it down into 3 sections. Ask them about their now, what they're doing, how they help their customers, that's the first section, and then find out how they got into that business, and then what plans they've got for the future.